Hello, I am ZHAO Chuang. Let's draw a mountain goat, an animal covered with a heavy woolly coat. It has many distinctive features. The proportions of its limbs and body structure are similar to those of ordinary goats. So before drawing this animal, we should have a basic understanding of the body structure of goats as ungulates. First, it has a somewhat slender head and a long neck. The forelimbs have three sections: the upper arm, lower arm, and palm. The lower hooves are the fingers. The hindlimb also comprises three sections: the thigh, the calf, and the part called metatarsus, equivalent to the human tip-toed foot. It has a short tail. When shaping the overall figure, its shoulders should be the highest. The inside structure is like this. From the appearance, the very long hairs wrap over, making the inside structure only slightly visible. Therefore, when drawing, we should consider its appearance into several large shapes based on understanding the internal structures. Only this lets you know where essential parts such as elbows and knees are. In addition, it has some features, albeit similar to a goat, but not precisely the same. For instance, its horns look thinner and shorter, and its face looks longer. These parts also distinguish them from ordinary goats. Now, let's get started. The mountain goat looks peculiar. The thick hairs covering its body make its overall shape slightly different from other goats. The very long hairs form several large squares on its body. When drawing, we can compose the picture according to this logic. First, let's determine its location on the paper. Draw the head to the right, about here. Its tail will be here, facing this way. The whole body is relatively square. The highest part is roughly here, and the lowest part is here. We can first compose roughly like this, and there may be certain adjustments later. When drafting, we should use dotted lines because very long hairs cover its body. Its head should be sketched a bit smaller, roughly like a long rectangle, and its face should be slender. Simply use dotted lines to sketch the head into a rectangle like this. A little higher up to this position, draw the shoulder and the front half of its body. The front half of its body has a heavy woolly coat. The back and hips are the highest points. Its loin positions relatively low, and we can put it here. Then, its front body forms a shape like this. We can use a dotted line to draw an arc to show the appearance of the back and front body. Its neck is roughly here. We still use a dotted line to connect it with its belly, forming an irregular circle. We can take it as a round shape like this. Then, its elbow. The head is here, the neck is here, so the elbow should be here. Its forearm is also wrapped in hair in a round shape. The same is true for the other side. Then, draw the wrists of its two hands. This is the right hand, and here is the left. Then come its palms, followed by its two hooves. We can now draw the part covered with shorter hairs that can present a more specific shape. Then, its hip and thigh form a nearly triangular shape. Its calf is an elongated circle. The hocks are also exposed. Draw the hoof of this hind foot first. Its whole appearance basically looks like this. The front half is a large circle, or it can be considered an irregular square. The thigh is a triangle, and the calf is a circle. Next, draw the details from its head. Its head is a rectangle like this. First, draw its eyes, two small, long black dots near the very upper position of the rectangle. Put the nose further down at this location. Then, its mouth is in this shape. Resembling an inverted upward curving capitalized letter H. Then, draw its jaw. Then, draw its nose bridge here along this eye. When drawing, we can use a dotted line to connect like this. Draw its horns not far from its eyes. Pointing upward like this. Behind the horns, let's draw its small triangular ears. An essential feature of the mountain goat is that it has a very long beard, with the roots of the beard starting from the ears. We can first use dotted lines to show the range of its beard. The longest part is here. Then, we can use some fine strokes to outline its beard. Now, let's add more details. Draw a fold above the eyes to make them look more three-dimensional. Draw the edges of the beard behind the eyes. On this side of its face, we can draw some dots to show that this part has many hairs. Then, let's move to draw the contour of its body. First, on its back, we can draw some standing hair like this to outline its back. Its hairs are very long. We can draw a middle seam from this position, a bit like human hair's middle seam. We can adopt a way similar to drawing a herringbone in this direction. The upper part corresponds to here, and the lower can follow this side. Sketch a lot of very long strokes facing downward like this. The margin of the neck is here. Next, let's draw the legs on both sides. Then, its belly, followed by the calf. Use very long hair brush strokes to show it. For the thigh, we use relatively thin lines to draw from the outside to the inside at the drafted location. At the base of the thigh, we can draw these radiating lines. These lines can also be used in the section that links the thigh and the calf. Then, we move to the other leg, and use the same brush strokes to draw from outside to inside. Then, the hock and toes of the other leg. Now, let's add more details. Draw some short lines along one edge to make it look three-dimensional. Then, we move to draw its tail. Its tail is relatively short and small. Just slightly show it. Continue to refine the picture with more details. Draw some hair inside the ears, and make the contour of this side of the face more specific. Good. Like this, we finished drawing this mountain goat.